Hi, it's Mandy, and in this video I'm going to go over some cozy games that kind of have that feel of springtime because winter is gone. Thank God. I don't know about you, but winter is not my favorite season. I live in Florida, so we don't really get the full effect, but it's still kind of drab in my opinion. So I love spring. It's actually my favorite season. Now, what emphasizes a spring game? I kind of put it into the category of if it makes you feel like, well, spring. Spring to me encompasses a lot of things like starting fresh, starting new, a lot of greenery and a lot of lusciousness, and just overall that vibe of winter's gone and we're starting fresh, which I love. In IRL, I need to have some spring in my life. But needless to say, there are games that I feel like are kind of catered to play during spring. I'm not saying you can't play these games outside of spring because most of them released outside of spring, but they still give you the spring vibes that I love. So here are my picks. So our first picks are farming sims. I only have two right now. I don't really keep tabs on a lot of farming sims. I do have Stardew Valley, but that's digital. But yeah, a good farming sim is great to start in the spring. I have Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, and Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. Now this one's a remake of the classic GBA game, and this one's a more modern take. Now which one do I like the most? Pioneers of Olive Town, because I played it the most. But both of them are really good and I just love them. Like I said, I'm not really big into farming sims as much, but these are very good and I highly recommend them, and they also give you that spring feeling, plus Stardew Valley, that's a staple. Alright, and for our next pick is a game that I haven't talked about in a while. It is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I mean, even the name New Horizons goes with the whole fresh kind of vibe that spring goes for. Mainly, I picked this game because if you don't time travel, in the springtime you have the cherry blossom season. Springtime in Animal Crossing is very pretty. That's when all that brown grass leaves from winter. Everything's more lush and it just feels like spring, and I love it, especially the cherry blossoms and the recipes. Plus, it's a good time for you to go back into the game and do stuff on your island here and there. You could like leisurely do it, don't just like gun-ho it or something. And plus, we have the new DLC, which is the Happy Home Paradise, which I did beat, but I highly recommend because it's so good and addicting. So it's a great time, especially if you haven't touched this game in a while, to start back, because like I said, springtime in Animal Crossing New Horizons is very beautiful and there's a lot of content you could do and a lot of redecorating you could do. Highly recommend Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now on to the next picks. We have Room Factory 5 and Room Factory 4 Special. Now I'm putting them both here because Room Factory 5 just came out, while Room Factory 4 is like a game that's been here for like ever. So if you want to start with 4, they don't connect story-wise, so you can start whichever one you want. But I just felt like I needed to put both because they're both really good. Now Room Factory 5 I haven't played much of because I just started. So I guess that's why I put Room Factory 4, because I played the heck out of this game. And I know I played it during the spring. Now this is not your average farming sim, it's also an RPG adventure, and you can also romance people. It really emphasizes the starting fresh and starting new. Even the characters, the main characters, have amnesia, so you're pretty much starting from square one and meeting all these new characters, building your farm, getting yourself together. And to emphasize that even more, Room Factory 4 Special came out in February. While not being in spring, it's kind of close. And Room Factory 5 came out last month, so it came out during spring. And my next game is Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Now, this game is more for like the lush greenery, plus the Pikmin themselves are freaking flowers. They have flowers on their head. Can't get any more spring than that. And plus you have to make them bloom, kind of like what spring does, by giving them food and other stuff like that. So you have a bunch of Pikmin that you have to keep alive while adventuring this new planet and getting the things you need to repair your ship. And it involves a lot with the Pikmin and taking care of them, making their little flower thing bloom. It's so cute too. So in that case, literally and thematically, Pumpkin is like one of the perfect spring games because it does emphasize a lot of the points that I put with what I like about spring into one game, which is pretty cool. The landscapes are beautiful, the water is lush, everything looks nice and vibrant. Like you just went on this planet that just had like vegetation gone wild. That's why Pikmin is, in my opinion, a perfect spring game. And our next game is Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. You knew I was gonna put this one in. This is a perfect spring game. It's very, very fun. It's easy to pick up and put down, and Kirby's so damn cute. I mean, that has nothing to do with spring, but I'm just saying that. And it's just a very chill experience that came out during the spring too, so I highly recommend Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. Alright, so that is the end of this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. We gotta hit them like goals. I know we could do it. And if you like my channel, would love to see more, please hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos down the line. Now tell me in the comments below what games give you that spring feeling, what you consider a spring game, because mine is just my opinion. So I'm very curious on what you guys think is a spring game, or what games do you gravitate more during spring. You can follow me on Twitter at Mandyleeplays. Hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, springful rest of the day. Peace, peace.